Our listeners' bulletin featuring single sentences. Your news is read this week by one of the voices of Radio 4's Women's Hour, Jane Garvey.
I've now been driving a car, accident, speeding offence and insurance claim free for 50 years. Just had bunion and hammer toe surgery to both feet and now look forward to wearing pretty shoes for my daughter's wedding in May. I've been in my job for 2 years. It was supposed to have been a stopgap of no longer than 6 months. A Radio 4 programme prompted me to contact an estranged friend today, and she was glad to hear from me. Linkline rang to say that my frail friend had had a fall, so I jumped off the bus, jumped back on one going the other way, and met the ambulance crew at her house. 2 years on, and I'm still disposing of my parents' belongings. My bathtub is filled with files, newspaper cuttings, and stacks of notes, so I went for a swim this morning instead of taking a shower at home. My new bra was so uncomfortable I took it off at work. My colleagues said they would never have known if I hadn't announced it. I was worried about my sister, but now she's all right, and I'm so happy to not be worrying. I'm missing my son Tom and daughter Lizzie, now that they're back in their respective parts of the country after Christmas and New Year. I spent this week putting off the things I also put off doing last week. The train driver forgot to stop at Sydenham Hill, announcing that he'd lost concentration. At last, I have made and safely erected my first ever barn owl nest box. For the first time, my woman friend deliberately broke wind without leaving the room, and I wonder if it's a good sign or not.
And if you have a sentence of news about your week, feel free to send it anytime to ipm@bbc.co.uk.